What's going on, guys? Alright, so it's been a little while since I've done a truck video, and I apologize for that, but I just finished a full to the studs kitchen remodel. So I've had like no time, but I'm out here today. I'm changing out the tracks for the windows. Got those put in, and then the new seals down here. I did on the driver's door first. I've never done this before, so I just kind of wanted to do it before I tried filming myself, so I didn't make a fool out of myself. They go together pretty good. I got this kit from LMC, and it seems to fit. You got to trim a little bit off each end, but that ain't no big deal. But the pieces that snap into the door, that stuff's pretty cool. So, bring it in for close-up. And this piece is new. This piece is new. Comes all the way around to here. And then this piece is new. Goes all the way down to there, inside the door. So, windows work better than they ever have, which is cool. They don't rattle anymore. I mean, the door still squeaks, but you know, it's a 1978 truck. Alright. So we got that part of the old stuff out. And the other stuff that's over here, let me turn the camera a little bit, guys, sorry about that. There's stuff in here is kind of old and crusty, so I might have to get a screwdriver out. Yeah, I'll get a screwdriver out and dig it out. Like I said, I've never done this before, but I found a video on YouTube I'll link. It's from a different manufacturer, not LMC, but they got a video, pretty good instructions on how to do this. It's pretty simple, but I wasn't sure. I've never done it before. When I was watching it, they put masking tape down on their window. I'm like, oh, you gotta put masking tape down so you don't scratch the paint. Can't hurt this truck. Again, guys, if you got a fancy truck with a nice paint job, this probably isn't the best removal process. It works for me. The next thing to get out is these here. They came out pretty easy on the other side. These are a lot more rusty. So I'm going to attempt to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So if it's kind of shaky, I apologize. I don't have anywhere to put the camera, so I'm going to try to do it this way. Gotten a lot of grief from people about, oh, you should paint the truck, you should paint the truck. Well, if this truck was all nice and painted, and all this crappy weather seal, and all this rust and all this nasty, what's the sense in that? I would rather have the truck be mechanically sound. There we go. I'd rather the truck be mechanically sound with good tight weather seal and good runner, driver, kind of reliable truck, and have one that's shiny and pretty. But that's just me. A lot of people are big fans of the shiny, pretty trucks. Alright, so here's the new pillar, you know, the vent window side. And all you gotta do is take this and fold it like that and push it in the channel. Now, I've never done this before, and I had to look up how to do it. So hopefully somebody might look this video up one day, figure out how to do it. And if somebody says, oh, everybody knows how to do that, well, I didn't, so too fucking bad. It might be super simple to one person, but if you've never done it before and nobody's ever told you how, and you've never, I mean, how are you supposed to know, right? Alright, so here's the new stuff. Alright. Notice that's got this end cut. This is the end that goes down into the door frame. You just take this, squeeze it like that, and then you run it down into the channel. And I found that it kind of works. You start the window about halfway up, and this window's got a bunch of slop in it because there's no seal in there, so it kind of works in my favor here. I also noticed when I did the other side, it's kind of had, once I got it started, it kind of pull it down into the door. And then just leave it. Work with it from there. Alright, so I'm taking this stainless steel ruler, kind of using it to push that weather seal into place where I can't reach it. Reach up in here inside the door, make sure that's in there just the way I want it. Alright guys, so there's the first piece in now. It ships a little long. Sorry the lighting's so bad out here today guys, late in the afternoon and kind of got some thunderstorms moving in. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it ships long, so that much needs to get cut off. Razor blade. Alright, so that's the first piece. This has a section with the cuts in it. That's the part that goes into the corner. Basically, this end, the short side, goes up to here, and it comes to the corner, and then runs down into the window track. So that goes all the way till it meets there. Just tuck it up in here. Corner, kind of wedge it up tight into the corner, and then you stop there. Now we're going to take this side. There's like a double piece of track. You got the piece in the door, and you got another piece down in there. So you got to make sure you get this down past that little metal lip. That little metal, silver metal lip right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Draw it back up. You don't want it pulling down tight in the corner. Otherwise it'll pull itself right back out of there. There we go. Kind of slipped into place now. It's got weight letting it ride. Outside the door. This side's about 1 inch too long, but it doesn't matter because it just goes right out of the bottom of the track. So I think I'm going to leave it. It gives me problems in the future. I have door panels for this truck. They're out in the shed. I want to paint them, get them cleaned back up. All right. So there's the window tracks installed. Now I'm going to install the Alright, so you got two different pieces. You got a smaller piece that goes on the inside, like this. You got the bigger piece that goes on the outside. I'm going to install the bigger piece first, because it needs a little bit more room to get in there. Right, so I'm going to get this down in here. This is hard to record and do at the same time. Line that one up. Come to here. Line that one up. Line that one up. Line that one up. Line that one up. Come back over here in the corner, line that one up. What I'm going to do is I'm coming with the screwdriver and pop those into place. Be really careful prying here that you don't catch the corner of your glass and break your window. These snap in fairly easy. You come in from right behind it and push. And they snap in, you know when they're in. Alright. So there's the outside one, the bigger of the two. Here's the smaller one, the inside one. So it's a little bit tighter, but that's why I did the big one first. Because the smaller one takes up less room to get in the holes, where the bigger one takes up more room. So I figured do the big one first, the little one should be easier. Okay, alright, got that in there. Snapped in, snapped in, snapped in, snapped in, snapped in. Come on. I guess that one's in. It won't go in any farther. Now, for the first time since I've had this truck, I've got nice, tight, sealed up windows that don't rattle. Alright, so I got the window tracks done. That's good to go. I'm going to break this into its own little video just because you guys have been asking for truck videos. So the next video is going to be a new rear disc brake proportioning valve and finishing up the brake lines. I don't know how far I'll get with it because money's super tight right now, but got this from LMC so I can run the four-wheel disc brakes. Also, I got my electronic flasher so I can run my LED. I got the new from the frame to the front axle brake hose. There's going to be a lot of trying to figure out how to run these brake lines. The Super Duty brake hoses kind of come off the caliper and behind the spring and go to the front of the axle. Well, my brake line comes off the back, like behind the axle, and this hose here is where your front brakes attach. So it's going to take some real custom laying out of all of these brake lines and brake hoses. It still seems to me that the factory Super Duty brake hoses may be too long, but I gotta really get under there and try it. I monkeyed with it a couple weekends ago. I didn't really get anywhere with it, just kind of held everything in place. I was like, oh, this is gonna be kind of funny. So that's something I need to work on. Also, I got my new center link for the steering, so I can get the old one out of there. I just have it tack welded in there right now. I'll show you real quick. And then another thing that's kind of just on the back burner right now is the carburetor. I just don't feel comfortable rebuilding the carburetor myself. I've never done it, and I don't know how. I could probably buy a book and follow it step by step, but there's a shop just north of here up in Alabama that is a race shop that specializes in building carburetors and stuff like that. So I'm going to take it up to them. They're going to do a few little mods that I want to do to the carburetor, and I'm going to get it professionally rebuilt and put it back on the truck. Then when I get the carburetor back in it and I get the brakes done, which I'm pretty darn close to, I still want to do the booster and master cylinder, but once I get the brakes done, then at least I can move it around the yard in front wheel drive, which is something I'm kind of looking forward to, so I can at least make it look like it moves, you know. Right, so there's the factory center link. I got the new one, so I got to take it, cut my tack welds there, get the new one ground to fit inside that sleeve. I'm going to take that first coupler off. That one right there, I'm going to take that coupler off. I'm going to run that center link all the way into the end there. I'm going to weld it in place, weld it up as solid as I can, throw that coupler back on there, but kind of use it as a sleeve and weld it all into place and just beef the hell of it. That way if I ever have to replace it, I'll have to replace that end link for Super Duty and then a new center link and then refabricate another one. But super easy solution for the steering on this truck, running the factory's box and all that stuff. And as you can see from this angle, my steering geometry is not super perfect, but it's pretty freaking close with the track bar. So that's what's to come, guys. So just hang tight with me and we'll knock some more of this project out. The biggest hang up in getting this truck going is the tires and the rear drive shaft. That's a huge investment for me. So now that my wife's got her kitchen, next year my tax money's going to my